Yo, servus. Today we're creating a web mapper, so we have to change that title. Beginning to build web mapper. It's not a web mapper, it's web mapper. Which is a tool, a web-based projection mapping tool, framework, whatever. Okay, and yeah, so maybe first of all we have to think what we how we approach stuff. So I like to do this using a pen and virtual paper. So I already have this sketch in my notebook where there's two screens. You have your computer screen and then you have the projector. And on the computer screen we just want to render a photo. People should be able to zoom in and out. So maybe that's some house we want to map on, and we have a photo of that. And then in the projector is really projecting onto that house. And we have control points, or we define areas like this. And then in the real world setting, maybe we start out with the dots being projected here or so, but then the user can move them here, here and here, and by that align the whatever was prepared here, mapping to the real world situation. So how do we start, or what is the architecture of our of the thing here? How do we do it? Like, I think it's going to be another protocol like thing where one web app can receive areas, let's call these things areas, and the other web app or the artwork receives areas. The mapper, the control, like do you remember we've been building AV controls, and in AV controls we have some sliders and faders on one tab, and then we have the artwork on the other tab, and then we send signals when the user uses the controls to the artwork tab. And we will have something similar here. So we have we want to be able to save this, like this arrangement of points here, because we might want to reuse it. Here so we do send area definitions, actually. Area definitions. Actually no, because actually the artwork knows which areas it it likes to use, or it wants the mapper to define. So the artwork sends the area definitions, and those can also be arrays. So for example, so you can have areas where you can define as many as you want. And then this mapper application, it displays it. It displays the areas, and you can put them. Well, what do we need this for actually? What do we need the separate thing for? Actually, why don't we just stick to the projection situation? Yeah, maybe we don't need the communication and the protocol and so on. Maybe we just need this, and we need a key, like a button, to switch between the two modes. So one mode would be image or photo alignment. We need that because we will use the depth info of a generated depth image. And then we also have the projection mode. Oh, actually, yeah, in this projection mode, we just project stuff, and then here we have the edit mode, like two sub modes. Edit mode, where you can arrange the areas. And we have, oh yeah, and in the photo alignment we also have two different modes. We have the 2D mode. This is for aligning or creating picking the positions in the photo. Vertices in photo space. And then we have the 3D mode, which is for verifying and setting depth params. Yeah, and then in projection mode we have the edit mode, where we can move the areas, and we have the presentation mode. And like this. Yeah, and then the idea is to keep these things separate. So the idea is maybe we put these two things into two different tabs, so that we can have both open at the same time, one at the projector and one at the, and yeah, I think that would be nice. So maybe we do want to have two tabs. And then what do we need to send back and forth between those two? Well, as we started out. We have the area definitions here, and area definitions. And then, well, this is just for getting the right depth values. So this will send the depth values back. Only the depth values. This is all about getting the depth values. Nothing else. So all of this is just for getting the right depth values here. We just put the area vertex handles onto the photos in order to be able to derive the right depth value from the depth image. So we could actually just mock that for a while and imagine it's returning the same depth value for every area vertex. So maybe we should focus on this for now, and the two modes there. Photo alignment. That is just for getting the right depth values. Just for determining depth values. And then this one. How do we start for this one? Well, this is my clipboard. Again, now what do we need for this one? So, well, we have some kind of area class, area, and then areas can be different implementations. So far, I think triangle strip and triangle strip and grid would be nice to have. Well, there's maybe some more value in this. It's about depth values, but it's also about simulation for the development process and simulation. So the idea is that you can develop using just this, and you can look at it in 3D, and then later you can and later you can switch to the performance, and you just have to drag a few vertex handles into the right position, and it will then automatically match. I think that's like the idea. You work on a photo, and then you can quite simply transform it into the real world projection situation. And yeah. So how do we start? Or are we happy now with that situation, like with the 2 tabs and so on? Do we really need 2 tabs, or can we switch? Like, what would be the benefit if we can see when we drag here or adjust the depth, and then we can at the same time see how it looks on the projection in the real world, like when we are about to align the dots. Would that be cool? So we don't always have to switch back and forth, but then we need that post message protocol. Well, yes, so how do we go about this? I mean, I can show you what we already have. I did some wipe coding, but I'm not happy, and I'm considering going like restarting. Actually, I cannot show you because it's broken right now. So I think I need to work on this on my own for a little bit. It's like it's not working for me to talk about this while not knowing what I want to implement exactly. So, see ya soon. I'm stopping the stream.